Woke up this morning, got the radio on, sipping cold coffee, knowing the day will be long. Just waiting for James to call with his PZ name, but the hours keep passing, feels like a fool's game. I got the rig already, tuned to every band, but I'm stuck here waiting with the mic in my hand. Oh, I'm sitting here waiting, just wasting my time for James to activate, to hear that call sign. Gotta catch him once just to get through the day, but it's hours of silence while the minutes slip away. Then finally I'll hear him, that sweet PZ in tone, and I'll be free to leave that radio alone.
Shenanigans.
I skipped my lunch, just waiting for the call. Dinner's getting cold, now I ain't hungry at all. The sun's going down, but James still ain't on the air. Got me pulling my hair out, sitting in this chair. Every minute that passes feels like 100 more. Just need to work James and I'm out that door. Oh, I'm sitting here waiting, just wasting my time for James to activate, to hear that call sign. Gotta catch him once just to get through the day, but it's hours of silence while the minutes slip away. Then finally I'll hear him, that sweet PZ in tone, and I'll be free to leave that radio alone. The stacks growing louder, the night creeping in. I'm hanging by a thread, man, where you been? The clock keeps ticking, but my heart stands still until I hear James calling. I'm stuck here against my will. Oh, I'm sitting here waiting, just wasting my time for James to activate, to hear that call sign. Gotta catch him once just to get through the day, but it's hours of silence while the minutes slip away. Then finally I'll hear him, that sweet PZ in tone, and I'll be free to leave that radio alone. Now the day's finally over, and I got him on the air, but tomorrow's another way. Guess I'll be back there, free for now, but just until it starts again, sitting by the radio, waiting for that PZ in.
What's up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio and good signal. It is Monday. Time for a little bit of shenanigans.
That's weird to say.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do some shenanigans on a Monday and play some great music. And maybe even, I don't know, tell a joke or two, Dan. We could tell jokes, couldn't we? But
sure.
Before we do anything, we got to do something, and that's thank these guys. And, you know, I know a lot of you guys got to hear Dan's stories about the Murphy meetup, but, you know, he can tell some more again, and I'm going to tell some as well. And I was hanging out with a whole bunch of these guys and had a really, really great time. Thank you guys, each and every one of you who made it out. Also to YouTube members, equally as important. And they are actually now the only one who can still see that live stream from last night that Dan had to suffer through by himself.
Oh, it was fun.
It is the new YouTube members video of the week. And it is only available. And the ever-changing board that I swore we would have changed tonight, and guess what? The lie detector says I lied. I did not change it because we're running late, but we'll get it done before Monday.
No, man, we didn't suffer last night. We had fun, and you woke up this morning. You're still monetized, so you know I did good. I did good. I think.
Yeah, but for some reason, I keep getting these Chinese emails saying something about.
Yeah, about those. Sorry about that.
Yeah, there's something weird going on with that. I've got to figure out what y'all did with that. Something to do with Terry, though.
Terry, and you got to watch out for that guy from East Tennessee. He's going to try to contact you about your car insurance.
Oh, yes.
But let's see who's in the chat first. Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie. Segunda parte. How you doing, buddy? Whiskey Echo 8. Whiskey Echo 8. Whiskey 8. Echo Romeo Liz. You're watching Shenanigans. Live. How about this? Kilo Oscar 4, Golf Bravo. What's happening, Mo? Kilo 4. Oh, ta-ta. What's going on, buddy? Mike 88KB, Chris K2PTC, Ronnie Kilo Oscar 4, Zulu, Romeo X-Ray. That old man overload. That's turd. What's going on, buddy? Martini is here. Whiskey Delta 4, Juliet, Mike, the Jumbo Marshmallow. Dad is here. Kilo Delta 9, Uniform Victor Kilo. Yeah. What's going on, Mike? What's going on, buddy? Chris, the guy who's going to sell you your car insurance, 5'9" from East Tennessee. Whiskey 0. Charlie Golf Charlie on the Kenwood. And Matt is here. Kilo Zulu 4. Oi. KC4 Oi. That's an awesome call, somebody.
Right. And thank you very much for coming in early on a weekday.
Yeah.
We tried to do this last night, and my signal just would not permit it, and I just kept popping in and out, and finally I got fed up and told Dan to do whatever, wrap it up or do whatever, and we'd do it again today. I even tried to watch some of it, and I got to watch a few minutes of it, and then it dropped me off out of that. So,
all right, I think I've had enough of this, he said. But we're going to call this episode 119.5.
0.5.
That's right. So welcome to Monday Shenanigans.
Yeah.
This is a big shenanigan.
Really weird. A Monday shenanigan.
I know, right?
Normally Monday, we don't never tell jokes on Monday, Dan.
I didn't know YouTube worked on Mondays.
Yeah. No. But it's a good thing YouTube does, because the band sure didn't work on Monday.
That's right.
I'll tell you, today has just been one big cluster if you're trying to do ham radio. So I've tried it several times, and it just really wasn't working out the best.
He told me to whatever, and Dan whatevered.
That's right. Dan is good at whatevering.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for the surprise super chat for the surprise stream, Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar, who had a really weak CW signal, but got in the log today.
Buddy had a really good time in Murphy. I was editing some video right before this stream, and our cameras had a little affair, and that will be on my video as well. Our cameras kind of rubbed lenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little bit of rubbing lenses.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Murphy was an absolute great time. It was more than double the size from last year. It was really great. Now, just because it was more than double doesn't mean we had double deactivators. We only had 18 activators only at a twofer, so it was only worth 36 contacts to contact us.
But
so, yeah, you're welcome for all the multiple awards that was given out.
For the people that were there, though, we could have had more, and it kind of bums me out because we could have broke the record.
The record could have been broke. Could have, should have, would have, but didn't. So the record still sets in the land of the Caesars Creek.
Yep.
And I'm thinking that the land of the Caesars Creek is going to say, we're going to break it again this year.
The park to parks that called us were like, stand by for how many more?
You got how many?
Hold on, let me turn the page.
And Charlie Golf Charlie, you would be proud to know I took a page out of your book. One of the hunters asked to speak to all the operators. So I passed the mic for all the hunters too that asked to speak to him. And when he got done, and they handed the mic back to me, he said, "Well, I'm going to spend the rest of the day trying to get my log straight." And I told him, I said, "Well, you'll have this on them big jobs."
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, XO did a nice little rove. He got 12 activations at parks. He did a 10 park rove before the meetup. Which did you do the entire 10 park rove before the meetup, or did you get some after? Because we were skeptical of whether you were going to get 10 before the meetup. It's awesome you got all those parks too. A couple of our rarely activated Georgia parks too, which was nice.
Chris, I will have to go back and look. It's in the low 20s. It's 20 something.
Liz says 20 at
Is
Dayton.
it 20 even? Okay. So yeah, that was at Caesars Creek last year, and I look to beat that this year.
Yeah.
So it's a good time, because it's funny, because Caesars Creek in Dayton that weekend is just absolutely full of nothing but hams anyway. So the second we spot with a 20-some person operation, everybody in that park decides to turn on their radio, and they're going to activate then and just hunt us.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
So
Heck yeah.
it's we were Friday night during the tornado warnings, he said.
Chris, you should have did your 10 park rove while we were at the Murphy activation. You could just drive in with your ATOS. You don't even have to stop. Just drive in, call us, get your 18 contacts, and on to the next park. Drive in, call us, get your 18 contacts, on to the next park. Wouldn't even have to slow
It would
down.
have been 18, because if he'd have been doing that, it would have been at 16, because him and Ken would have been driving around.
No, Ken would have stayed with us.
Oh, Ken would have stayed. Okay.
Yeah. We have to have the strong 5'9" with us. That's right.
But yeah, so Mo messaged us before we even started activating and said, "I just got to the park. I'm waiting. What time are y'all activating and when you starting?" He said, "Go ahead and send me a list of all the activators."
That's great. Yeah, a lot of the park to parks are really pros. And if you hit us park to park and you already had all the operators, thank you. You are a pro at your job.
Absolutely. You know, and there's certain people you can always count on for that. That's always going to have I can guarantee you. I don't care if you have 3 operators or 40 operators. If the Duke of Alabama hunts you park to park, he already has all your park numbers and he already has all your operators. He's a pro, and there were several more that just followed right behind him with that. And, you know, to all the hunters who would be like, "I'll just check out the spotting page," thank you very much. We appreciate that. And, you know, for the ones who wanted to talk to everybody, no big deal. You got to talk to everybody. It just took 42 minutes off of my life every time we had to pass that mic.
There you go.
We was running a 2-mic splitter too, and and trying to be efficient with it. You know, I was sitting there handing mics different ways, and I'd point to who to go. So it was fun though. Lots of good time.
I'm gonna pull up the group picture here once I dig it up that Chris took, and I'll show it once I find it.
Well, all the ones that he took, I'm looking at my camera. I noticed, because I was taking in group pictures as well. So I'm gonna have to pull the ones off my camera, and pull it. So, but yeah, it was definitely awesome time
For sure. All right. Yeah, that was a twofer. Yes, sir, it was.
Yeah. 18 people in a twofer, 36 contacts. So basically, if you hunted us, you got almost a fox den just for hunting us at both of those parks.
Yeah, I got a lot of awards at that
And
park.
if you hunted us on both bands, you got almost a fishing hole at both parks. And that's if you'd never hunted it before. And that park's activated a lot anyway. So we probably sealed a lot of eagles, I would say.
Oh, for sure. I'm finding. I'm just going through his photo album here. I'm trying to get to the one. All right, here's one.
Did you see the one where Mo deleted the bright orange shirt guy?
Yeah.
I don't guess I've seen it, but I always like to be deleted.
No, delete.
I did happen to tear up my Eagle One while I was gone. So I gotta repair it again. I guess there was enough stuff in my trunk that something crushed down on the back of it, and where the cable goes into the center pin, it's now disconnected. So I'm gonna have to reconnect. Yeah. Well, me and Terry get back, and the first thing I need to do is I need to go over to the throne room and make sure everything's in order. And so me and Terry go activate the throne room last night. And the first thing I do is I throw up the Eagle One, and I'm like, why is the Eagle One off? What's wrong with the Eagle One? And I'm looking around, I'm checking the coax, and then I see it. Yeah, the cable's pulled back out. So I'm just going to renew it. I think I'm just going to rewire the whole thing, because I actually have some of the original black wire, and I'm gonna put some of that back in there because I like it better anyway.
I redid mine with the DX10 wire that Callum ships with his DX Commanders. I love that wire. So here's the one of the group photos from all the hoodlums at Murphy.
Yeah, it's funny because you can see there's some people looking at this camera, and then there's a lot of people looking at my camera.
Right.
So I guess we'll have to get some different angles out. I'll get my picture of it out.
Yep.
Too. So
I got a lower angle shot too, because mine was closer to the ground, and I have to pull those off my phone. There's the Shenanigans crew from Murphy, North Carolina.
Yep. Good stuff. And just so you know, for the people who was not Patreons, they only got dunked underwater for 15 seconds in order to stay.
That's right.
They were really worried about how long they could stay, and we dunked them for 15 seconds. We said, you're good now.
Need more females. There we go. We need more females in the hobby. Well, I agree.
Jamie, we got a family reunion coming up, and maybe you can talk to some more of them and see if we can get some more there.
There you go.
I agree. We definitely need more females out there activating. We need more kids out there activating. So,
yeah. What did you say? The Patreon? Yeah, if you were not a Patreon, it was 15 seconds or less. You got held underwater.
Yeah.
Now, if you were a Patreon, you had to ride the whole 30 seconds.
That's right. You got the full waterboard. You know what? Big shout out to Josh for bringing all that pizza and stuff like that. So
yes,
kept everybody fed really good, and I don't know who else had a part in that. I know Josh was in on it. Brian may have been too. I don't know, but I know they brought a crap load of food all at once. So,
and we ate just before that because we were just coming back from Tennessee to get Jumbo Marshmallow her Tennessee Park, Cherokee National Forest, and we were coming back and we said, "Man, we are starving." So we picked up some Zaxby's on the way, but we still ate some of the pizza. So it was awesome.
Brian said he was told it was water, but when he showed up, it was Kool-Aid. Brian, you're not supposed to tell people it was the Kool-Aid, because those people who were not Patreons are probably going to be signing up now because they drank the Kool-Aid. Crap, I'm hitting the wrong button.
No, you can hit the other one because it was funny too. Was that marshmallow who was 3 feet tall? Yes.
That was a 3 foot tall marshmallow. It sure was.
That's right. Now, if you think about it, man, a 3 foot tall marshmallow, that's a jumbo marshmallow. That marshmallow is jumbo.
So is her daddy the one from Ghostbusters?
Which one? Peter Venkman?
No, the big gigantic marshmallow man.
The Stay Puffed?
Yeah.
Hold that thought. I'm going to step into the other room. I'm going to get something that I put on my 3D printer that I printed last week. So you hold this crowd for 30 seconds. I'll be right back. This
Well,
is
he's going to make me hold this crowd for 30 seconds. I guess I can do that since I made him hold it for the whole night last night. But, yeah, so day number one, it started off awesome. We all met up in Fontana, and we worked a twofer. And then headed across the other side of the bridge and worked another two. I swear, Terry said, "Is everything a twofer here?" Because it seemed like almost every park we went to was a twofer. I think we may have did one or two that were just one first. And Terry was like, "What in the world?"
Okay.
Oh, let's do what.
You said the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, right? That is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man holding the jumbo marshmallow sign.
I can see that.
I'm like, can we figure out a way just to have this up here the whole stream? I should take a picture of it and just put it on my green screen
and just fade. Well, listen, if you take a picture and you start fading it in and out, next thing you know, that thing's going to have a hook on its hand and an eye patch. We all know where that's going.
No, I can't let Terry hold this, though. That's the thing. But, yeah, there you go.
Terry did sneak and see Clarice while he was in Murphy. I do know that happened.
Yeah.
I don't.
I should have did that. And then I just never come back. Yeah.
That's okay. He owes me for last night. So it wouldn't surprise me. No, normally when Dan calls in to work, he'll say, "I ain't coming tonight." And I'm like, "Well, crap." No, I'll start getting ready for him. And then I'll be in the back room getting ready to start the stream or something, and he'll pop in.
I said, I might make it. I'm still on the road. I'm gonna try.
Speaking of 3D printing, I'm happen to be using a coaster
That's right.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not. You're not going to be able to see it.
You got to tilt it a little bit. You got to move it back so it hits your light. Back toward. There you go. There you go.
We go.
I need to get some rubber.
Front end overload. Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November. So.
And let's see. Turd got his turd. I got a picture of Turd and his turd somewhere. Let me find that because I do have to show that. Where did I put Turd and his turd?
And while you're looking for that, Dan gets worried because I always say, heavy as that crown. So he wants me when I'm out doing battle. He got me the lighter. He scoot down here a little bit.
That's
got
the lighter.
A little bit lighter. Got me a new crown. So this is my new battle crown for when I'm going out and doing battle with all the people. So
I want to open this up in photos.
If someone meets the king for the first time, do they have to bow or kneel? It depends on if they're bringing tribute.
Every time somebody says tribute, I think of that Tenacious D song.
There we go. There it is.
Turd with his turd.
Turd with a turd. I tell you, I wish. Let me see if I can put it on here. Let me put this picture on here.
You know the best part about that turd is he'll probably figure out, if he hasn't figured it out already, is I printed that in PLA, not PETG. So if you leave it in a truck and it gets really warm, the turd will get soft. It might actually collapse and deform on itself a little bit, just like a hot turd might,
All right.
You never know.
Trying to get a picture to show here because I want to show this one. I got plenty of pictures with plenty of people, but I want to show this one because there's a reason why I want to show it. because somebody even mentioned it when they seen this picture. Now,
Oh. Yeah, I've been going through mine. I just started editing a video. For those of you who are not familiar with editing videos, let me give you a little heads up.
don't do it.
Well, yeah, first of all, don't do it. Secondly, it's fun to go out and bring your camera, make videos. That part's fun. The unfun part is to edit the damn things. So I think I'm just going to start doing all my stuff like my buddy Tom. And just don't edit them. Just put them out there raw. And then people will wonder how insane I am.
You can do that, but unless you've got a really soothing voice.
Oh, yeah, which I do not. We were talking about this the other day, Brian. Brian says, I think I have like 7 videos recorded, ready to be edited. I have a folder on my external drive, literally called, I'm going to say crap, because I don't want to say the other word, crap I'll get to one day. And I was going through that the other day, and I found some gems in there of James and other people. And a lot of stuff in there that I really can't put on YouTube. I mean, I can, but I don't want to, you know?
Well, where in the world did this picture go to?
Yeah. Oh, Tata, if it's too dark, I don't know what editing software you use. It's really easy to fix that. Just edit your curves and see what you can accomplish by editing in the curve of the video. Liz, see ya, 73. She has to go. Thank you for being able to join us on a Monday Shenanigans. Always good to see you.
Yep, absolutely. Good to see her on Shenanigans, period, because she don't normally get to watch it live. So, all right, let's try this again. Let's try to resave this.
We were using a DeWalt antenna, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got footage of that DeWalt antenna, and believe it or not, it does shock you, huh, Dan?
It does. It zaps you when you touch it if you're running like 50 watt FTA. But I think it would have had a little bit more zing to it if it was a Milwaukee antenna.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Or maybe a Makita. But then you're getting into some expensive stuff, you know.
Well, I tell you what, I've saved this picture twice now, and there it is. All right, I got it now.
I can tell you why it's not working. You're not holding the phone close enough to you. You can't see it.
That's probably it too.
Yeah.
All right, now I should have it sent to me.
That was the 12-volt version of the antenna, not the 20-volt. Yeah, that's right. I felt a little more like it felt more than 20 volts when I grabbed a hold of it. They're all like, here, touch the antenna while I transmit on FT8. I'm like, okay, I'm a glutton for punishment.
And he literally just did it. So, you know.
I think now I didn't look at your FCC mandated field strength radiation survey that I'm sure you did, but I think I violated that. I think I was too close to the squiggly bits coming out of the metal thing.
So somebody asked me, are these two guys kin to each other?
I think they are. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's a family resemblance or if it's a crazy resemblance.
You know, it surely looks like they both have enjoyed banana pudding.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Somebody said, I can't remember who asked me. I said, are these guys kin to each other? Oh, good stuff.
That's right. Cousins. Yeah, you're cousins. You don't want, well, you might want to step back from that there, Turd. You don't want to be his cousin. Bad stuff happens.
We you know, well, I mean, you know, You could come to the family reunion. You know, you might get lucky.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
I walked up to his wife and I was like, "Hello, Mrs. Turd."
She was a hoot.
Yes. Yeah. So good stuff. Yeah. When I first got there, and I was like, "What in the world kind of tripod do you have set up?"
What did everybody think, and how long did it take you to figure out? When I first got there, and I was standing on top of the hill, yelling down at y'all, and I yelled something like, "We're over here trying to fish. I wish y'all just be effing quiet. Y'all making too much damn noise." I wonder what everybody else thought. They're probably like, "Dang, we done made somebody mad."
I thought you was going to say, what did you think? What was the initial thought of the tripod when you first seen it? So when I first seen it from the top, I thought somebody had a gigantic drone down there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, who's got a huge drone down there?
I wonder how many people, or how long it took people to go, "Oh, that's just Dan messing around with us."
Gotcha. Well, there was probably people there that didn't even know you.
Yeah, that's exactly why I did it, because they're probably, that guy's going to come down here and get in a fight with somebody.
So yeah, it I don't know it, and I'll tell you, but I got to meet some new people even that I hadn't never met before. So that was pretty awesome.
I got a high five from Max. Not Turd Max, the other Max.
Okay. I was going to say, which Max?
Yeah.
The furry Max or the turdy Max?
Well, I don't know. Turdy could be furry too.
He could be, yeah.
You know.
Especially if he's my cousin.
That's right.
Oh, but you know, I tell you, it was a great time. And I got done with the activation, and the bands were not the greatest, of course. We made plenty of contacts. You know, people found their way to find 36 contacts with one, you know, but they wasn't the greatest, and I still needed 2 people for the PZN challenge after that activation. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, so I was headed back to the bed and breakfast at the dog out, and Josh and Brian messaged me, said, "We're over here activating if you still need these 2 at the dam." So I headed over to the dam, and it's just like I said. I said, "I guarantee if I do late shift tonight, the bands will open up and I'll never get out of here." And they opened up that night, and they just kept calling and calling and calling. So after a long day of doing 18 operators, I did a long evening of, 2, 4, 6 activators. So Cornbread said, "Live now?"
It's always better in a group.
Oh, yeah, Cornbread, we're live now. Dan was stuck by himself because my signal yesterday, and that video got moved to a members only video, and now we're making up for it. So
Monday shenanigans. That's right.
And I'm still trying to figure out all the Chinese emails from about yesterday's stream.
And speaking of Monday shenanigans, look who just woke up.
Yeah, well, listen, in his defense, he stayed up way past his bedtime last night.
Yeah.
Because he's evidently scared of a snake, so he wouldn't walk through to the other bedroom, and he wanted to sleep on the couch.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Saturday afternoon, about 4:30, he was getting really grumpy because he was like, "Man, I don't know how much longer we're going to be here, but I have to go wash my hair. This is ridiculous. You're cutting into my schedule."
Well, he must have been tired after that late shift on Saturday evening too, because we were going to go out to eat afterwards, and I stopped to let the dog out again. And Terry's like, "I think I'll stay here with the dog, make sure it has company. It's been alone all day." So he must have been a little bit tired. And then he proceeds to lock the bottom lock, which is not in the code and go to bed. So he
But
gets woke up when we get back.
But was he tired enough to fall asleep during an activation?
Yes, absolutely he was. No one's seen him do it, but he was 3 contacts short of that activation. So he missed 3 contacts. So he took a little tiny 3 contact nap, I think.
Are you the ones who wanted the shampoo?
No, we did. It's funny because we did there is a new ranger in Chief Logan, and he's a really young guy, and me and Terry was out activating. It was about 9:40ish last night. He rolls up on us, and he parks, I don't know, 30 feet or so from the vehicle. He walks over, and Pyle's just rocking and rolling. He said something, I couldn't hear it, and I turned down and said, again. He said, I'm not sure if the park closes at 10 or not, but if y'all can, just don't be in here too late. I just had to make sure y'all wasn't doing nothing bad. I said, yeah, they know me. I'm here all hours of every night. I said, but yeah, well, we ain't doing nothing bad. Thank you, buddy.
Woody, awesome, buddy. Thank you for hunting us, man. Glad we got you some awards from it, for sure. If you got us on both bands, you definitely got an award from it. Always good to see.
I've heard lots of people talking about getting plenty of awards from that one. So,
good. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I know I got a slew of awards. I got a lot of ops, a lot of new ops with people.
And now the focus shifts. Because what is it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks from Dayton now?
Three, yeah.
3 weeks. Alpha Echo 4 says 2250 with James.
You keep hunting them.
And I'll keep stacking them up.
There you go.
That's right. Yeah, there was a guy there, and he asked me where Turd was. He said he wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
He said I got about 20 contacts with that guy. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, man. And I was sitting there thinking, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. Because 6 months from now, he's going to say, I got 500 contacts with Turd.
That's right. Terry got all of his logs in. That's good.
Mm-hmm. He said, I think I got all my logs in. Listen.
Everybody seems to have done well with their logs. Nobody has asked me to remove anything yet. So that's a plus.
No. That's definitely a plus.
And I'm really impressed that Sherry, if you're listening, Sherry, thank you. You didn't just upload your log like right then, right when he said QRT, you didn't just go ahead and upload your log. I appreciate that.
Well, there was a discussion about the logs at the house that night. There was definitely a discussion.
There were some people that came by that weren't really. They've done some POTA activations, but they weren't really POTA-ers, for the lack of a better noun.
Right.
They were more into soda, and I recognize the call sign because I have chased them on soda summits multiple times. I'm like, man, this is awesome. This is awesome.
Well, what was really cool is, Scott and Betsy that we've had on the stream here.
Mm-hmm.
They are the couple that got Scott and Betsy into soda.
Nice.
So yeah, I told them I couldn't wait till I seen Scott and Betsy and to tell them I actually met them. So good deal, One of them is AE1MS.
Yep.
Chris says he's known him for 30 years.
Just about how long I've been on this frequency.
I got to the pavilion. I got there early, about an hour early, because I knew that Larry was going to be down there holding down the fort. And I was like, well, I'll go down and hang out with Larry. And that way he won't be up. Well, I got there. There was 6 or 7 people already there. And I'm walking down the steps, and I walk straight into the pavilion. I was like, guys, I have run a net in this pavilion for the last 40 years. You guys are going to have to move.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it was a really good turnout. Mark and Gene.
Yes.
Alpha Echo 1 Mike Sierra and Alpha Echo 1 Juliet Sierra. Really
great people. Appreciated them coming out and hanging out with us. It was great. If we grow as much next year as we grew this year, we're going to have to get a bigger pavilion. We're going to have to build on.
I think so. Or get a couple of party tents and go out towards the water more.
Speaking of party tents, shout out to Josh. We're out doing an activation, and out of nowhere, it just comes storming. And I'm just rolling through contacts, and everybody's taking cover. And Josh gets up while I'm activating, stops logging, and puts up a shelter over top of me. And we never miss a beat. Although the R on my tablet now I got to press a little harder from the water, I guess.
Was it pouring the rain?
It was pouring the rain.
Yeah, that. Yeah. It's coming down good when it's the rain.
That was coming straight from. I think that the rain came straight from the Ohio State University.
We actually got really lucky on the way up. It was forecast to rain Friday. On the way up, we got a couple of sprinkles here and there. When we didn't get any on a couple of sprinkles on Saturday, but for the most part, we skirted the weather. There were bad storms Friday night. I remember because one of them woke me up.
Yeah, well, when we had that storm with Josh, and then the next day we had another little rainstorm come in when Brian was running the mic. And I literally, I folded my keyboard underneath my tablet and went to only the tablet type and was holding my tablet underneath the tailgate. I'm still getting wet, but I'm holding my tablet underneath the tailgate tab, typing like this until Brian's like, all right, guys, we got to throw up a canopy. Hold on.
Yeah.
So
you realize how nice that keyboard is when you do that. I've done that a couple times. And because when your on-screen keyboard comes up, and we got big tablets. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're not like small tablets, but your on-screen keyboard comes up and it still covers the bottom third of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom third of his screen, if you cover it up, you can't see nothing.
Nope, I can't see nothing. I couldn't see nothing. You are correct. You are absolutely correct. So yeah, that keep and it's great because it's detachable and I can do it several different position stuff. I did take your advice and do the steering wheel trick now. Just leave it on and let it. I really like that.
I just took it over the top of my steering wheel and just let it.
Yep. I like that trick as well. So good stuff for sure.
That's how we did Tennessee, because I really didn't want to get out and set up because we were kind of pressed for time to get to the meetup by 2:00 and out of Tennessee. But we had we actually had signal to spot there at Cherokee National Forest.
Yeah, there's not a lot of signal down around Murphy, if you didn't notice.
Yeah, I was commenting that to Josh. Starlink is making a killing from people.
Well, in Murphy itself, you cannot get residential Starlink no more because it's full. Yeah. You can get the roam, but even if you go somewhere else and buy it, you can't get it hooked up in Murphy.
Yeah.
And people do that. They think they're going to be slick, and I'll just go down here to this Walmart that sells it, and I'll come back and hook it. No, they won't let you hook it up residential in Murphy now because it's full, and understandably because there's no internet, there's no cell service hardly out there.
When you roam, when you get the roaming one, I guess you just put in your home address when you order it, and then you can just use it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it they say it works on priority. I have never had a single issue with it working anywhere.
Don't tell me I missed that. Chris, did you work us when we were at Cherokee National Forest in Tennessee? Tell me you didn't, because I would have told you 73 from Tennessee, surely. Oh, man, I feel bad now if I missed that. Oh, he said he did. Oh, I missed that, Jim. Well, don't I feel like an idiot?
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of telling him that before. The other day, I told him 73 from almost Tennessee because I was across the border already.
All right, I'm going to make it up to you. When we go to Huntsville, we'll go up to Tennessee and get another park because it's still 30, 45 minutes away. It's not very far from Huntsville. And I'll tell you 73 from Tennessee.
Yeah, but it's now it's time for me to shift to the Dayton planning.
Dayton and then Michigan.
Because I've got, dude, I'm slammed this summer. This summer just absolutely slammed. I've got Dayton in like 3 weeks. Then like 3 weeks after that, I go to Michigan for the Michigan meetup. Then like 2-3 weeks after that, now this one's pending still, but I'm supposed to go to Maine. And then after that, I've got Huntsville. And in between all these things, I'm wrapping up Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I've got to pull off the bike road. So
you're going to activate all of Maine while you're up there?
No. I have picked a new state, and I'm not telling you what it is.
Oh, no, you already told me, but I'm not going to tell everybody else.
I'm saying I'm not telling you, but I'm that way when people ask me, they're like, oh, he didn't even tell Dan. So good job.
It's Oregon. Just to let y'all know. Was it Oregon or Idaho? I mean, I don't remember. It was one of the ones over there.
I even drank red water today for you so you could see it, Dan.
That's right.
Because you couldn't see that green stuff the other day.
It almost matches the old school Dr. Pepper hat there.
That's right, man. Another awesome gift I got from this meetup. So
I decided to get him an old school Dr. Pepper hat. So when he finally stops drinking Dr. Pepper, he can be reminded of days gone by. I'm
doing really good. I am now down to the 2 a day. So
that's better than 12.
Yeah. People laugh at me when I say, yeah, I'm doing 3 a day. Like, how much did you do? I was like, you don't want to know.
Yeah. It's like when I stopped smoking. I'm like, man, I'm down to half a pack a day, and people are like, damn, you smoke a lot. It's like, you didn't know me when I smoked.
I technically had more than the 1 day at Murphy, because Andrew did bring me some cans and stuff, and I had a couple cans while I was there.
Cheat days are okay.
But the cans, I call them halves because they're not bottles, you know.
That's right.
Them's halves. And I was drinking smaller bottles at that place too, so there were a few.
And honestly, if you give me any drink, bottle versus can, I'll take can every day. Not because it might be less, but because I think it gets colder. And colder is better when it comes to soda or pop if you're from there.
But you realize they can give you cancer.
Cancer. That was a good one. If you stick your tongue in the hole too, you can cut your tongue. If you didn't know that. You can't do that on a bottle.
Hold my beer. You watch me cut my tongue on a bottle.
That's right.
But yeah, if you didn't come to Murphy, I suggest you plan on it next year because you missed a great time. But you can not wait till next year.
I don't even want to ask.
Listen,
yeah,
listen, she tells me not to tell what she does at the family reunions. Then she comes on here talking about it.
Oh. As long as you bring napkins, it'll be fine.
Y'all don't even want to know what that girl can do with some watermelon seeds.
I remember, speaking of watermelon seeds, I remember when I was growing up being little, everybody was like, you shouldn't eat them watermelon seeds. You get watermelons growing in your belly. And one day, I must have been like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. I didn't know no better. One day we're eating watermelon, and I accidentally swallowed a watermelon seed. And I was like, uh-oh.
And you did, and you thought you were safe until recently when that watermelon's been growing in your belly.
And now I got a watermelon growing in my body. It only took 40 years to manifest itself, but here it is,
Oh, great stuff. So has anybody checked the bands in the last 30 minutes or so? I know you're on the stream, but I know some of y'all will actually hunt while you're on the stream. I'm asking for a friend.
I'm looking at the scope right now on 20 meters. It looks lively. I mean, we look on 40 meters, looks lively.
Okay.
I see a decent amount of signals. So I don't know how propagation is. All those could be really close to me, but looks like a bunch of people. So
yeah. Listen, I don't care. If I go out and get 450 people that are in West Virginia on 40 meters, I'll take that as an activation.
There you
go. But yeah, the bands ain't. I've got more CW than I've got anything today. That's for sure. 20 meter CW was actually all right today.
Yeah.
Not so much on sideband earlier, but 20 meter CW was okay. 40 meter CW, it worked all right.
40 meter CW on Saturday morning was good at the Hiwassee Dam. I started off 10 watts because I thought the bands were crappy. And then about 20 minutes in, I moved it down to 5 watts and the pileup still wouldn't stop. So I eventually just moved it all the way down to like 1 watt to like about 0.7 to 1 watt or something like that. And they were still coming. I was like, wow. So I got my morning CW next to water.
There you go. This morning I jumped on the radio and it was the 991A. I jumped on there real quick and hunted somebody on CW, and I forgot to turn the power back up. And I come back and Sherry'd been hunting all day long on CW power.
That's funny. Why is nobody hearing me?
Well, I tell you, I heard her fine when she hunted me. And she actually got me on 20 meters sideband too.
See, that's another thing I wish the Yazoos would do. And I should have covered this in my initial impression that I did of the 101D back almost a year ago now. Excuse me. I wish the band stacking's awesome. I love that feature. I wish it would save your power levels.
Yep.
Or if you switch from, A to B, it would save the power level for that. That would be a really great improvement.
Because we all know today is sideband and B is CW. Don't change my stuff around.
That's right.
Especially Dan. Don't even let Dan use your radio because things never work right again.
Your stuff will just stop working for some reason. I wanted to look at it. I forget. Remind me in freaking Huntsville. Let's see if we can get it working.
Well, I mean, I think somebody just needs to send me a 710, and
there you go.
And I'll start activating with it.
The field. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they can send me the other one. I can take the speaker off of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's the only difference is the speaker?
I'm pretty sure. Because you can add the speaker to the field and make it the other.
A non-field. Yeah.
A non-field. Well, I could take the speaker in the field, and then what would it be?
A field.
That's what I'm saying.
Go figure. Right? Yeah.
Brian says, yeah, I want to speak. Now, the one thing I can say is I used a lot of people's radios this weekend, and I cannot hear the same on other people's radios as I can mine. I have to have my settings for stuff, and that it made a big difference, especially when I'm doing an activation and there is about 20 people hooting and hollering around me. It got really rough. at points during that activation. And I even kept saying something. Yeah. Anybody else want to run the mic? Anybody else want to run the mic? Nobody wanted to run the mic, but it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, we had fun. That's what counts.
Yep. All right. We are coming to the top of the hour on a special edition of Shenanigans. Hopefully everybody has clicked that like button because it's just regulars in here. So I would say we better have full pull on this like buttons. Hey, thank you very much for saying I rock the mic. I appreciate that very much. But hopefully, you enjoyed the special edition of Shenanigans since we messed it up last night. This Wednesday, we'll be back with a topic. A topic. As always, a topic. Even though sometimes the topics are just dumb topics. But I do plan on having a topic on Wednesday. And I did drop a short a little bit ago. So go check that out as well. And I'm going to say, the way you guys are saying the bands are good, I'm going to say an early late shift is getting ready to happen right here shortly. So, as Toby would say, Poda, Poda, Poda. So hopefully I'll catch you guys on the air. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll see you on Wednesday. 73, everybody.
See ya.